Thank you, Commissioner, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. You don't know what it is, a great honor for me to be up here today with all these great people in baseball, but two in particular. Growing up as a youngster in Baltimore and wanting to be a lot like them or as close as I possibly could was more or less my inspiration in going on in baseball. Of course, the great number 9, Ted Williams, and Stan Musial, number 6. My heroes when I was growing up and hoping to become a Major League Baseball player. You know, ever since my election last January, I've been tossing around in my mind exactly what it means to be inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame. Of course, there's the obvious answers. Whether or not I truly deserve the honor, my name always will be linked with those of the greatest hitters, pitchers, fielders, managers, coaches baseball has ever enjoyed. That's an almost indescribable thrill and honor. But there's more to it than that. And what it boils down to is the interest, confidence, patience, care, loyalty, love of many persons. People who took time to share their qualities with me to help me reach this greatest of honors which all players dream of. I don't want to bore you with a lot of long lists of acknowledgments of many persons you might not even know. But if you bear with me for a few moments, you'll see that without these people, there would be no way I'd be standing here today. First, my lovely wife, Louise. Unless you're in baseball, it's very difficult to understand and appreciate the role a wife plays for a player. For all the time I was on the road and all the evenings in Detroit when I was playing a game, she was at home playing mom and pop to our 2 sons. For all the support when I was fighting a slump and all the encouragement when I was fortunate enough to be in the street. Thanks, Louise. For all the fame and glory one derives from playing baseball isn't worth a thing without someone to share it with. It must not be easy growing up and going to school while the old man is fighting a batting slump which might hurt the pennant of the home team. But they were always there with words of encouragement, the pride of my life, my sons, Mark and Mike. When I was a youngster, life was a baseball game. There was nothing more exciting than a good old game of ball. I played a lot of ball games growing up in Baltimore, every day from spring to fall. I never would have had that chance to prepare for a career every boy dreams of without the love and hard work of 2 people, my mom and dad. The business side of baseball has changed over the years, but I was so fortunate to play my entire career for a man, almost play my entire career for a man whose high moral convictions never have changed. They reflected what baseball truly is all about. As owner of the Detroit Tigers, baseball and I owe you an awful lot. Thank you, Mr. Fetzer. There's another man with the Tigers who too often receives more criticism than the praise he really deserves. The difficult decisions he's made over the years I was with the Tigers not only helped the team, but also my career. The president and general manager of the Tigers thanks Jim Campbell. My first manager in the big leagues was Freddie Hutchinson in 1953. Ralph Houck was my last in 1974. There were 12 others in between. I've learned something from all of them, and I respect it all for the patience they showed with me. Managing is not the easiest job in baseball. Managing is the easiest job in baseball to second guess, and the hardest for which to gain respect. Thank you, men. Regardless what anyone tells you, a player is only as good as those other players around him. I can't tell you how lucky I've been to have played with some of the fellows I did. Maybe we didn't win a lot of pennants, but the Tigers were always there. Without naming all of those who helped shape my career, please accept a hearty thanks, guys. A young man gets an opportunity to play professional baseball only if a scout sees something in him that most others ignore. I was very lucky that a scout who showed the most interest in me happened to work for the Tigers along with being a great guy. For signing me and polling for me all the way, thanks, Mr. Kaline. For Mr. Kaline to see me, I needed a chance to play. And sandlot teams are only as good as their coaches. Coaching in the sandlots is a labor of love. The only rewards is the appreciation one gets for seeing a few kids have a good time. So thanks to those fellows who gave me that opportunity and taught me how to make baseball a rewarding career. Often a player is too eager to accept praise and too reluctant to accept criticism voiced daily in newspaper, radio, and TV. But without such public exposure, baseball wouldn't be the game it is today. To the writers who voted me into the Hall of Fame and all the members of the media who display a special feeling towards baseball, thank you very much. Next to my family, the friends I've been fortunate to make in Detroit and around the country are my most valuable possessions. They are too numerous to mention all, but you all know who I mean. For all your kindness, thank you very much. Most of all, I'd like to particularly thank Tiger fans everywhere, but especially those who supported me my entire career in Detroit. We've had our highs and some lows, but through it all, Detroit fans have stuck with the Tigers to prove they are the best in baseball. I was fortunate enough to spend my entire 22 years in a Tiger uniform. I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. Your support helped me to reach whichever accomplishments I was able to achieve. You know, I've been very lucky. In fact, sometimes I feel I've been one of the luckiest people in the world. I played on all-star teams with the greatest players in the game. I was able to finish with over 3,000 hits. I played on the World Championship team. But most of all, for 22 years, I was able to make my living playing a game that has been my whole life. Being inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame is accumulation of numerous successes and thrills for which I am indebted to a countless number of people. If there is one accomplishment for which I am particularly proud, it is that I've always served baseball to the best of my ability. Never have I deliberately done anything to discredit the game, the Tigers, or my family. By far, being inducted into the Hall of Fame is the proudest moment in my life. You can be sure that I will make every effort to live up to the obligations associated with this honor. Thank you.